So we're now recording. So we are waiting for Pam. Pam started, welcome to Blabbing about blogging. And today my guests are Jennifer Conley of A Well-Styled Life and Pam Luttrell, who is 50, I'm going to screw up her blog name.
Over 50 feeling 40.
Over 50 feeling 40, and we were just testing, and the sound wasn't working for Pam, so hopefully she'll be back in a second and we can hear her. And again, I'm Ilana Centaur, and we are blabbing about blogging, and really these blabs are about to talk about why women are having blogs now. How does that fit in with their businesses? What are they trying to achieve, and what are they getting from it, and what have they learned from it? So that's the conversation. And what Jennifer and Pam are both lifestyle or style bloggists, but they've also started this very fun joint venture, which when Pam gets back, we'll talk about. But so welcome, Jennifer, and so glad you're here. So tell me a little bit about how long you've been blogging and what made you get started with blogging in the first place.
I've been blogging about 5 years, but with this blog, 3.5 years. I basically started it because I decided that I wanted to share the image consulting information I was giving to my clients I could share online with a much broader audience. In a nutshell.
Okay, so
and then it turned into a lifestyle. Then I found people like to hear about your life, hear about you personally. So I began to share more of that.
So were you intimidated about the writing? So, you know, I started out as a journalist, so blogging was a very natural thing for me to go into. But I am always amazed at people who start blogs from very, very different career paths. Mm-hmm. And then they are faced with all the stuff that you have to do as a writer. And so I'm curious about that part as well, is that you wanted to share the information, but were you at all intimidated about the writing aspect of it?
Oh, sure. I still am. I still use Grammar Girl to make sure I'm not messing up words. And I don't think of myself so much as a writer. As a blogger, yeah, I struggle with it. Because I'm a visual person.
So a lot of your blog is about the pictures, and so you spend a lot of energy with the pictures. Will you talk a little bit about the process you go through for each post? Because this is not something that you're just throwing together. You have put a lot of time and energy and thought into every single one of the posts that you have on your blog.
And it's funny you should say that, because occasionally I just do throw up a stream of consciousness post like I did, I think, a week and a half ago on the Invisible Woman, and the comments exploded. I was just making an observation and obviously touched a chord with a lot of women. So yeah, for the ones where I'm trying to teach them image process, how I go about it, proportion, a lot of work goes into that. But there's also ones where I just am sort of ranting and letting it roll.
Okay, so what do you enjoy about the blog?
I love the give and take with my readers. I wish I could figure out a way to have an open forum so that they can converse back and forth easier without me having to click and approve. But in this day and age, if you don't click and approve, if you don't have moderation on your blog, you're going to have problems.
And look who's joined us. Hello, Pam.
No sound.
Let's see. I wish I could advise you on, I'm hearing something now.
Are you?
Pam?
Are you? Do you hear it now? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Oh, I just need to hold it up here. Look really great. Okay. Okay.
Put it down. No, put it down. Let's see if we can hear if you put it down.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
You can? Really? Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what you did, but
I don't
so,
either. That's scary. 'Cause I don't know what I did.
Technical
well, we
words.
are so glad.
So what have you ladies been talking about?
So what we've been talking about is I was just asking Jennifer about her blog. And one of the things that I was sharing is that I came to blogging being a journalist. So going into blogging was just a very natural thing for me to do. However, I don't think either one of you were writers to begin with. And so that part of it is, if you're not a writer, I'm real curious as to the motivation of, oh, I'm going to do a blog and that means I have to write.
Well, full disclosure, I've been a writer since I was in 5th grade. I'm a journalism major. I'm a high school journalism teacher for 18 years. So I've been writing for publications my whole life since I was in elementary school. So writing is who I am. And and you're right, blogging is a natural extension of that, though it was my best friend that really talked me into doing blogging as a result of something I was experiencing in my life, and she felt like it needed to be shared. But once I started doing it for a writer, it's like water on a parched soul. I love it for writing purposes.
So the difference is that Jennifer comes from, you're both style bloggers, right? Style bloggers, but Jennifer comes from not being a writer versus you are a writer and are a professional writer. So I'm curious as to the decision to become a style blogger.
Well, for me, it was what I was going through when I married late in life. I guess some would think it's late in life. I married when I was 31. My mother thought it was late in life, and she used to tell
today it would be young in life.
Yeah, she used to tell everybody, "Oh my gosh, she'll never be married." But so I married when I was 31. I had children in my 30s and the last one early 40s, and really in my 30s and 40s was where I lost control of me. And I put me on the bottom of the priority list. And then I started receiving negative messages from my mother and my mother-in-law. And I kind of internalized those, and I became very shut down. Well, I didn't realize how bad it was until I turned 50. And when I turned 50, I had to go get my driver's license renewed. The picture came back. I took it out of the envelope. And for some reason at that moment, even though I saw that woman every day, for some reason at that moment, I really saw that woman and what she had become. And she looked horrible. And she was depressed. She was a mess. And it was a wake up call. So I learned that the word style is transformative and can literally turn your life around. So for me, I blog about lifestyle, but I also blog about fashion and beauty and all parts of lifestyle, because I have truly been through a transformation, and I've learned a lot in the last 12 years. I'm 62. And since that moment when I opened up that envelope, I am a totally different person. And it's just been so excited to be now partnered with someone like Jennifer, who is a trained stylist and really knows what she's doing.
So I want to go to that. So each of you have your own blogs that you're very active on. How did this new partnership start? And who had the idea, and how did it come about?
Well, Jennifer, you want to tell the story of how we originally teamed up?
You mean at BAM? We met at BAM last year.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I've been following Pam's blog for a while, and we met at BAM, and it was just an instant connection. We were on the same page about a lot of things and enjoyed each other. So we've just been talking back and forth and networking ever since then. And then
we share a passion, we discovered, for really wanting to help women 50 and beyond to look and feel their best. And that's real important to both of us. And we talk a lot on the phone about ways that we can do that. And it was that shared passion that has kind of brought us together with this desire on how to really, really help women be joyful and confident. Confidence is probably our main word.
It is. It's key.
So, to that point, if you would, so let's stay a little bit on your style sweet spot. So the idea is, if I understand it, that you take a topic each week and both of you then approach it of how you would dress for that event or situation, and you share each other's post so that people can see how Pam is going to style that event versus how Jennifer is going to do it. And one is not better than the other. It's just different for the same event. So do you plan to comment on each other's styles or situations? I haven't seen that
Oh,
yet.
I always do. I go over and think, oh,
Yeah.
Pam, you did this so much better than I did because you're a writer, and we just put it together differently. I think the main point of the style sweet spot is that there is that spot where when a woman is dressing herself and accessorizing herself for any event, even if it's going to the grocery store, there's that sweet spot where she realizes, I look good. I'm sending the message I want to send. I'm confident. I'm happy. I don't have to think about how I look. I can go out and enjoy my day and be a strong woman. And that's
Absolutely. This is me. This is me. I think I commented on your last one, on the one this week, that I wish we were the same size so we could share clothes, because I wanted that kimono. I wanted that kimono.
Probably
The kimono was very pretty.
It's a bathroom.
Don't tell us
The
that.
kimonos,
That's
the
too much
kimonos
information.
was very pretty, and with pink. Do you pronounce it pashima?
Pashmina.
Pashmina.
Yeah.
I can never say that. Pashmina. So here's the thing, ladies. I guess I'm not into fashion, so I don't follow fashion trends, although people have told me I have a look, and so I think that that's good. But I'm curious as to what you think is what switches off with women at age, let's say 50 or whatever age you think it switches off, that they unlearn what they were doing when they were younger.
Whoa.
What is that about?
Well, I think we both have different answers to probably that one. I don't know that it switches off at any age. I think women go through times when our self-esteem suffers for whatever reason. And later in life, menopause, I believe, is a large part of that. Our bodies are changing. Sometimes our complexions change, our hair's changing. Underneath this lovely dew is a lot of gray. And so I think it's a self-esteem issue. For me, it was learning to be confident again and learning how to portray messages. I don't think Jennifer or I, correct me if I'm wrong, Jennifer, but I don't think either one of us feel like we are fashion bloggers.
I was just going to draw that distinction.
Right.
I am not a fashion blogger at all. I buy very few clothes. For me, it's about style and, as Pam said, the transformative power of style. So I am not a fashion blogger. I will occasionally talk about things that I own or that I bought, but I'm not a fashion blogger. Fashion bloggers to me are doing a lot of, I bought this, I bought that, look at this, look at that, which I think gives no value to the over 50 woman. So
then talk a little bit about what is style, and do women always have style? I mean, if the style that I had that you had when you were in your 20s and 30s, has it evolved, or is it pretty much that's who you are and that's your thing?
You want to start with that? You have a great definition of style, Jennifer.
Oops, now I'm speechless. Okay. No, my style has definitely evolved. I wanted to actually go back to the previous question. I don't think women, I think your question was, do women give up?
At a particular age, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think they give up so much as they get lost in what media is throwing at them, and they start to believe the messages they're told, and they start to feel that they don't have options and that their time's past. So a lot of women feel powerless about that, and give up. They stop trying. They don't want to compete. And it isn't a competition. It's about finding yourself, finding your style where you are confident and feel that you look the way you want. And that's an important point. Some women don't want to be seen. They want to be flying under the radar. And so they dress very quietly and are happy that way. But other women don't want to. They're not happy with that. So there's the woman that's very flamboyantly dressed and very loud about it. And then there's the woman in the middle who just wants to look her best.
It was important to me to learn to control the messages. It was important when I became a student of changing myself at age 50. I learned that I needed to decide what I wanted to say with my look. And the more I stuck to my messaging and kept dressing, and I would ask myself, does this say the messages I want it to say before I went out in it? The more I controlled it, the more it became a part of me. And it wasn't that, my style, yes, has changed since I was in my 20s and 30s, but I had that huge gap of 30s and 40s where my style was oversized shorts and man's t-shirts and my hair pulled back and flip-flops, because that showed and that communicated that I did not value myself. And it took a long time for me to start believing this. Can y'all see it?
Yeah,
that's my message. Yeah. That's my message. I matter. Yeah. Life is short. I matter. And there's certain messages I want to send while I'm here in this world. And I want to do it every single day. And so that's how I started internalizing the messages.
Exactly. So you froze for a second. So the message that when someone meets you, what is the message that you want them to have?
For me, I want them to have that I'm confident, that I'm strong, that I'm joyful, that I'm creative, and that I'm youthful, but that's a small part of it. Mostly confident, strong, and creative are my three main messages.
Okay. And Jennifer?
Mine are that I'm comfortable in my own skin, I'm confident, I'm intelligent, and I have an inherent power from that confidence.
Okay. Yeah. So, as I've been thinking about style, and a couple of things that I know that I have evolved to is that in my early 20s, I was really intrigued with hats. And I would see women who wore hats, and I thought, oh, I'd love to be able to pull that off, but I avoided it because so few women wore hats. And I would say in the past 5 years, I have gotten comfortable enough in my skin that I pretty much wear a hat outside. Now, I'm not comfortable enough. I went to a big luncheon of 1,000 businesswomen on Friday, and I thought, I'd like to wear a hat, but I don't have that much confidence to be the only one sitting at a ladies' luncheon with a hat on. So I'm trying to get the confidence because I love hats, and I don't know what that's about, but it certainly is part of my motto at Stilettos at 60 is never be invisible, always be bold, which really seems like we're on the same theme of what we're trying to say that how we want to be in life, just using different words.
Yes, hats are the accessory with attitude. They say, look at me. And it takes bravery for a woman to put a hat on. Yeah. I love hats, and I wear them a lot. And women will say to me, oh, I wish I could wear a hat. Well, every woman can wear a hat. There's a flattering hat for every woman. And it's just a matter of putting it on your head, walking out the door and forgetting it's there. And you walk a little bit taller. You just feel a little bit more visible. You are more visible.
You're definitely visible when you wear a hat. Pam, do you wear hats?
I have a hat. Well, I actually have two hats. We don't wear them that much in Texas, but I do like it when I wear it. I have one that I love that's a winter hat, and when the weather turns wintry, I'll probably pull it out a couple of times. I want my visibility to mostly be from my confidence and my attitude. And when I walk into a room, I want to own that room because of me, not necessarily because of what I'm wearing, though what I'm wearing is part of it. And
Okay.
what I'm wearing is helping me feel more confident. It's more, what I'm wearing is more about how I feel in it. But when I walk into a room, I want my head to be held high and my attitude to be such that I might as well have a hat on.
Yeah. Well, I live in Minnesota, so that wearing the hats was twofold. Is that you do have to wear a hat every single day in the winter. I do because it's so cold, and in the summer I like the sun protection. So, and I walk a dog, but I've gotten to wearing them more than just those occasions. But in addition to the hat, again, my blog is Stilettos at 60, and one of the things that I have noticed that a lot of women are very muted in their shoes, and that you can go into the ladies' luncheon that I was at last Friday with 1,000 women, and I would probably say 999 of them had on black shoes. And I'm not talking about wearing stilettos or flats, and I'm just talking about that women seem to from a style perspective, don't see shoes as a way of expressing style. And I see shoes very much as a way of expressing a style of, again, that whole idea of I'm confident and I'm confident enough that I'm going to wear these shoes that you're going to notice in my size 11 with bunions, I think, shoes that I wear. So I think that in order to not be, and Jennifer, your blog post about that invisible woman, and I read, and there was a lot of conversation about that, is that in order to, I think, demonstrate that you are confident, I think your style is a way of expressing it. It's not just how you stand and walk, but it is what you're wearing and how you wear your hair and how you're holding yourself in your clothes.
Absolutely.
So have you noticed that about shoes? That people are just kind of, shoes become kind of invisible?
Well, maybe we don't wear hats in Texas, but we do wear shoes. Women love their shoes. I think something that I believe is important is to have a statement piece, whether it's your shoes or a great necklace or a hat or a fabulous wrap or whatever, to have one statement piece in every wardrobe and every outfit. And I try to do that. And it might be a variety of things, but down here we like our shoes. Yeah, I can't wear stilettos any longer because I have a myriad of feet issues, but I don't let that hold me back. And I think that's important in aging, is that when things begin to happen, when our feet have hammer toes and bunions, when we've got issues, not to focus on that and get down about that, but just to find a way to still wear something that's comfortable but yet stylish. And there's lots of great flats out there. I can't wear earrings any longer, at least not right now. And so I'm just going to find a great statement necklace and not worry about the fact that I don't have earrings on, which long hair helps when you can't wear earrings. So I just try not to focus on those little problems that are happening as I get older, but focus on the statement pieces and on the positives.
So what has been the reaction of, as you have put this out, both of you, with this idea that women need to own a style and that you really want to share that message? What kind of response have you gotten from women, and how has that changed your lives? Either one.
The response has been very positive, and I've gotten a lot of emails actually from women. I've got a few emails from women that want me to work with them, but I think they feel like we're making them aware of something they weren't aware of, that they have lost that style confidence. They have lost the ability to find that sweet spot. So I feel that our series is helping to nudge them along gently. And I'm really happy with that, because that's always been my goal, is to help a woman feel confident and recognize how she wants to look is very important. We all don't want to look cookie cutter. We all have different goals and what we want our style message to be. So I'm very happy with the response.
The response has been wonderful. And it seems that there's a lot of women in their 50s and 60s that they want to make a change. They just don't know where to begin. And they need someone to guide and direct them. And what we're hoping to do with the weekly series is bring these situations and kind of show the thought process that we go through when we're deciding what to wear to different situations. And hopefully that will help give some others a starting point of where to begin and which direction to go.
So something that I've seen and reading on other blogs targeted to women of a certain age is that the advice is that women of a certain age should not wear leggings. So where do you stand on the leggings controversy?
I wear them all the time.
I wear them all the time.
If something looks good on you, or more to the point, you're happy with how it looks and it's sending the message you want, and it's wear it.
And there's a lot of women that do, because I work in a part-time job in a retail outlet that's targeted to our age group, and we sell a ton of leggings. So I don't think anybody's really listening to that kind of advice.
And when I say leggings, I don't mean thin exercise type. I mean very thick, opaque type leggings, and with a top that covers your girl parts.
Right. I mean, that's the key.
Live at the gym. Absolutely live on that treadmill and can do that. God bless you. It's not happening in my life.
Yeah. Anything else that from a business standpoint, if someone is watching this and they're saying, gee, I really care about style, I think I have something to say, what would you tell them about what you've learned about being a blogger and what you thought you knew that maybe you didn't know, and things that you might be doing differently if you had known it?
Go ahead, Pam. You've been at it much longer than I have.
It's a lot of hard work. You have to be willing to put in the work to find the audience. I think the ones that do the best have a unique voice, have a target audience and a unique voice. We're not of the age that we can join in with the mommy blogger crowd or the young fashionista crowd. Those are the ones pulling huge, huge numbers. Our numbers are smaller, but very targeted to a very important audience. But it does take so much work. I knew nothing. Jennifer knows a lot more about technology than I do. I'm completely self-taught and sometimes just want to throw the computer out the window. But you have to persevere. If you really, really want to do this, you have to persevere through a lot. But it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. And you get to meet people. I never would have met Jennifer. I mean, there's just so many incredible women that I've met that have just amazed me and inspired me and given me hope for this second half of life. So it's worth it. There's just so many perks that come along with it.
And for me, blogging has helped me hone my voice. It's a wonderful process to speak out there and have women speak back to you, and find women who don't share a demographic with you but share a mindset. So I find it very fulfilling. And Pam said she's self-taught. I'm self-taught. I just am a bit of a pit bull about technology, and if something bothers me, I'll spend whatever time it takes digging around and Googling till I figure it out. But it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So if a woman wants to start a blog and she's of our age group, what are some myths that you think you want to dispel for them about what a blog is? Do you get an income from it? How hard is it to get endorsements? were your expectations that it was going to grow your business? I mean, when you started it, what was the goal of the blog?
Well, when I started, the goal was to help women. I never intended to make a dime. And that was in 2010. When it did start generating income, I was encouraged. And then the more I worked with it and the more that I saw that it could generate income, I believe that blogging is a viable media, just as magazines, newspapers, television are. And so why not be paid for access to our audience? Because we worked hard developing that audience. So now I feel like what we do is media work just as any other media is. My sole intention is not to make money. That's not my number one intention. But now that it is generating income, I want to find ways to generate more. But that's not why I'm here. I don't blog every day for that purpose. I blog every day so to encourage women in this age group that they can have joy and strength after age 50.
And do you think that most women don't believe that?
I think a lot of women don't. I get emails from those women all the time that they don't. And so that's what helps me to be there. And, you know, one of my concerns with blogging is that a lot of blogs are starting to look the same. They're all starting to have the same graphics, the same look, and they're all just not, and I don't want to generalize because generalizing is wrong. Okay. But there's a lot that are beginning to look very link driven and just to be there for the links to generate the income. I believe the strength of blogging is when we have stories to share and when we have inspiration to share, and that content is very, very important. And I'm kind of passionate about that. And maybe it comes because I am a writer, but that's why I have enjoyed partnering with Jennifer, because she believes the same way.
Yeah. So what about you, Jennifer? When you started the blog and you thought about this commitment, did you have any idea of what you were getting into?
I didn't, because I knew I could shut it down every day. I actually never thought of it as a commitment. Okay. I thought of me starting it to help women, to tell them and teach them what I knew and was sharing with my image consulting clients. I never intended to make any money on it, but I decided after I was working on it full time that I needed to have it pay for itself. So I make a penny here, a penny there, $10 here, $10 there. The income it's not considered income. I mean, it'll buy you Starbucks, but it's really minimal. And it's the young fashion bloggers that are really making a lot of money blogging. I mean, some of them are making $100,000 a year. That's good. Yeah. Not happening for me, and I'm not looking for that to happen.
Anybody listening who wants to give us $100,000, we will take it.
We'll split it. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. But I will say that that I had a lot of pushback from my readers when I started to add some links and do sponsored posts, because they felt I was selling out. And if I was going to do a review, they wanted me to do a review of everything. And I explained to them that, well, if I do a review, it means I like the product, because if I don't like the product, I tell the person, you're not going to like my review. Do you want me to do it? And they say no. So you don't hear it from me if it's not something that I would endorse or think is a good product. But a lot of them just want you to put an ad on the sidebar, and they feel you're selling out if you're doing reviews of things. I don't see it that way. I see it as sharing things that I like, that I can endorse. So that's been something interesting that I've seen. And I read on other blogs about how, you know, it's kind of a dirty word if you're making money on your blog. There's a real split down the middle on that, on the bloggers who feel that it's work and they deserve to be compensated for it, and other bloggers who believe that you shouldn't be. It's not a hobby for me.
Okay.
I don't have any problem earning money with it. Well, you know, now that I have switched this thinking to where I truly believe it's a viable media. I truly believe blogging is media. I have spent hours at night, you know, just agonizing and building an audience. And I I'm not going to just give access to that audience. I kind of feel very protective of that audience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Jennifer said, I don't review everything that I'm sent, because I'm sent some things that are just ridiculous. And so humorous, but ridiculous. And so I'm not gonna blog about it, every single thing that I'm sent. But I do believe that if somebody wants access to this very large audience that I've worked hard to put together, that they're going to have to pay, just as they would a magazine, a newspaper, a television station, a radio station, any form of media. And now I'm to a point where I'm a little bit insulted when they infer that they should just have access to that audience without paying.
I am too.
Okay.
I push back and say, is there budget with that? And they say, oh, no, wouldn't you just be happy with the product? Well, no, thank you.
Oh, I've had so many people say that they don't have a marketing budget. Well, if you don't have a marketing budget, you better close the doors, lock it, and go home.
Yes.
And I also have some land in Florida that I'd like to sell you. So I don't believe for a second that they've started a business without a marketing budget.
Without a market. But too many bloggers will do it for free. And so, they just don't feel that they either deserve to be paid, but they make it difficult for the bloggers who do know they deserve to be paid.
So anything else when you talk about your blog and when you think about how your life has changed because of blogging, and can you imagine your life right now without your blog?
No, but blogging changed everything for me. I was teaching. I taught for 18 years, a journalism teacher in a high school. And during that time was when I started blogging. Blogging gave me the confidence to stop and move on to doing other things. And so now I'm working for myself and doing a lot of different things. But I wouldn't have had that courage without the blog. And it's opened so many doors to working with wonderful people, wonderful clients, wonderful people in the marketing world. I can't imagine what my life without my blog right now would be kind of boring.
Ditto.
Okay. Anything else that you want to share? What's up? What are we going to see on Style Sweet Spot in the next couple of weeks? What are you women up to?
Well, next week, we're going to tell you what to wear to your book club with the girls. So when you show up at a book club, full disclosure again, I'm not in a book club, but apparently a lot of women are. And so we're going to talk about that. And then we have holiday dress, I believe, coming up. Mm-hmm. What to wear in holiday situations, maybe to Thanksgiving dinner or to a Christmas party or a holiday party of some sort we have coming up. But it's just trying to find scenarios that fit into the lives of women our age and be able to give them options or ideas or how to think through that decision and not just throw on anything before they go out the door.
And one of my commenters just last week thanked us for the series and said that she's now learning. She's reaching into her closet and pulling things out she hadn't remembered she had and putting them together in different ways. And so she's actually learning from it. And that makes me very happy.
Oh, me too. That's great.
So is there a way that when you see a woman that has style, do you have a hashtag that you give them a hat tip to let them know that they've got it? How are you letting other women know that from your viewpoint, they've got a style that shows that confidence and that you talk about as far as personal style?
Well, I will just tell her she looks terrific.
Yeah, and we do have a Hit Your Style Sweet Spot Pinterest page, and I'm putting a lot of other bloggers on that Pinterest page that are showing off some great style.
Okay, excellent. Anything else that you'd like to share or say or let people know about where they can find you individually and jointly?
Individually, everywhere, I'm a well-styled life. My name was taken at the .com, so apparently Jennifer Connelly is a popular name. So you can find me anywhere on Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, at a Well-Styled Life.
You're there. Well-Styled
And
Life.
Yes, and I'm everywhere at Over 50 Feeling 40. And
Okay.
Over 50 Feeling 40 was just a way to say I'm aging, but I'm feeling awesome. And that was just a way to say that. So when I got into my 60s, I didn't change the name of the blog because I still feel great. I still feel younger than I am. And so it was just really a statement. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest and then there with my blog. We're doing a collaboration every Sunday is Hit Your Style Sweet Spot with Jennifer and myself. And then we're looking to the future to do some more things together and bring women even some more ideas, some more options, and hopefully just help women to feel and look their best and inspire them to get out there and enjoy life.
That's a wonderful mission. So I want to
It's
thank.
fun.
It's fun. I want to thank both of you for taking time out of your day to chat with me, to blab about your blogs. And I really enjoy your series. I enjoy the different styles that the two of you have that are very individual and very fun. And I think that your confidence absolutely does shine through. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at the next BAM in Las Vegas, I think in the spring, and I'll be following you. So thanks so much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Elena.
Bye-bye now.